Hello young little minds, welcome to another session of All Force e-learning program. I am DNR, your physics lecturer. Well, we are talking about the chapter called vectors. Well, we were dealing about the cross product of vector in the previous episode. Now in this episode we'll take up some illustrations regarding the cross product of vectors. Some basic properties of cross product, and let us take some illustrations later. So before that, let's have a recall of what I was speaking it earlier. So I was telling you physical quantities are of two types: scalars, vectors. Scalars only magnitude, no direction. Even if they possess direction, they do not obey the laws of vectors. Vectors possess magnitude, direction, and they obey the laws of vectors. Well, representation, we have represented three methods. Then we have talked about the different types of vectors. Later, addition of vector, two methods. Addition by analytical method and graphical method. Triangle law, polygon law, and parallelogram law. Well, in parallelogram law, the resultant vector due to addition and subtraction both. Resultant addition, root of a square plus b square plus 2ab. Subtraction, root of a square plus b square minus 2ab. Then we have talked about the multiplication of vector. Multiplication of a real number with a vector, scalar with a vector, dot product we have dealt, and now cross product. So cross product of two vectors, if you consider two vectors a bar and b bar at an angle theta like this, then let's suppose a bar b bar are in this plane at an angle theta. Then the cross product of two vectors is another vector c bar. It is a bar cross b bar, such that the magnitude of c is mod a mod b sine of the angle between the vectors. Sine of the angle you should take. The magnitude of the cross product of two vectors is the product of the magnitude of either of the vectors, both vectors. The product of the magnitudes of the vectors and sine of the angle between the vectors, mod a mod b sine theta. Well, what is the direction? So the direction of C is perpendicular to the plane of A bar and B bar. The direction of C is perpendicular to the plane of both A bar and B bar, and the direction is given by right hand thumb rule. Direction of C is perpendicular to the plane of A and B, given by right hand thumb rule. Well, if I consider folding of the forefinger like this, thumb perpendicular to this plane, now this represents the vectors. So C bar is A bar cross B bar, right? So therefore mod C mod A mod B sine theta, sine of the angle between the vectors. The direction is perpendicular to the plane of A bar and B bar like this. Well, if I take some properties, let's talk about the properties. So C bar is A bar cross B bar. So mod C is mod A mod B sine theta, and angle direction of C, the direction of C is given by n cap. So therefore, including these both, C bar you can write as mod A mod B sine theta times n cap. Well, what is n cap? N cap is a unit vector perpendicular to A bar and B bar. It's a unit vector perpendicular to both A bar and B bar like this, right? So this way, right, the direction is given by right hand thumb rule. You have to use right hand thumb rule. Well, let us take up some cases regarding this. Some properties of A bar and B bar. Let's take the properties of A bar and B bar. So first property, what if the vectors A bar and B bar are in same direction? If A bar and B bar are in same direction, right? Or let's suppose A bar B bar lie in the same direction, or let us take like this. Let us take A bar and A bar. If B bar is also same as A bar, to imagine another vector B bar which is also A bar, then what is A cross A? If B bar is also A bar, then what is A cross A? Well, it is mod A sign, A and A both are in same direction 0. So sign 0, 0. It's null vector. A bar cross A bar is null vector, 0 bar. So that is the reason why I cap cross I cap or J cap cross J cap or K cap cross K cap. The cross product of the vector to itself, A bar and A bar and A bar cross A bar, it is 0. Right? Well, second. What is the vector form of, if I take the vector cross product of two vectors in the reverse order, B cross A. If I take it B cross A, suppose if this is A bar and B bar, if I am talking about B cross A. So B cross A, if I find out, then, well, according to the magnitude B cross A, then let's suppose B cross A is D bar, then mod D bar is same, it's mod A mod B sin theta. Magnitude is same, but you know the direction. So the direction of D bar is perpendicular to A bar and B bar, right, given by right hand thumb rule. Right hand thumb rule. Now the angle is from B to A, the direction is inside. Here if it is A to B, suppose for this, suppose A bar and B bar are like this, this is A, B, this way, then the direction is outward normal, A cross. But here it is inside. So therefore, B cross A, that is D bar, this is directed into the plane of paper, but here C bar directed outward. So therefore, C bar and D bar both are equal and opposite. That is, A bar cross B bar is opposite, or A bar cross B bar plus, take it this side, B bar cross A bar is 0. If I take A cross B, suppose imagine this is A, this is B. If I take A cross B, A to B, the order here in vector product, the order in which you multiply, what you are multiplying to whom? A cross B, A multiplied to B, then the angle is from A to B. So the direction is given by right hand thumb rule. The folding of the four fingers represent the angle from A to B. Now this is A to B. Then the direction, thumb represents the resultant. So A cross B, angle from A to B, then the direction is like this. C is upward. Suppose if I go for B cross A, the direction is from B to A. Now the order is B to A. The angle is from B to A. So if I go from B to A like this, the direction is down. Right? Both are in opposite direction. A cross B, the angle from A to B. When I go A to B like this, then the direction is right. The turning effect, you know, it is right hand thumb rule or right hand screw rule. If the rotation is like this, the resultant is upward. But if the rotation is this way, it is downward. So B cross A is another vector D bar, such that magnitude is same. Magnitude of A cross B and magnitude of B cross A same. Suppose if I compare, mod A cross B is equal to mod B cross A, it is true. Mod A cross B is equal to mod B cross A, it is true. But the direction of A cross B and B cross A both are opposite. Right? Direction of A cross B is opposite to B bar cross A bar. So therefore, A cross B and B cross A both are not equal. So therefore, A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Because I was telling you in the previous earlier episodes, equal vectors, two vectors are said to be equal if they have same magnitude and same direction. Two vectors are said to be equal if they have same magnitude and same direction. But here A cross B and B cross A magnitude is same, but the directions are opposite. Right? So they are not called as equal vectors. Rather, their magnitudes are equal, directions are opposite. You know, if two vectors have same magnitude and the opposite direction, they are termed as negative vectors, opposite vectors, reverse vector. negative vector. So now a bar cross b bar and b bar cross a bar both have same magnitude and opposite direction. So both you can call it as negative vectors. One is negative of other, one is opposite to other, reverse of other. And we know the sum of two opposite vectors is always equal to 0. Right? That is the reason why sum of a cross b plus b cross a is always equal to 0. Both are negative vectors, reverse vectors, opposite vectors. So therefore, a cross b and b cross a are not equal. So they do not obey the law of commutative. So commutative law is not obeyed. Commutative law is not obeyed. A cross product of two vectors will not obey law of commutative. It does not obey the law of commutative. Right? So therefore, a cross b and b cross a are not equal to one another. This is the first basic property, important property that you have to learn from it. Well, second, but this obeys distributive law. Suppose suppose a bar cross of b bar plus c bar. If it is a cross of b plus c, then you can write this as a cross b plus a cross c. Well, a cross of b plus c, you can write it as a cross b. First a cross b plus a cross c. This obeys. So therefore cross product obeys distributive law. It obeys distributive law. Right? So therefore a cross of b plus, you can say a cross b plus a cross c. This is possible. So it obeys distributive law, but it does not obey the commutative law. Law of commutation. A cross b and b cross a both are not equal. Right? They cannot be equal there. Next, coming to the main point of the cross product of two vectors. If you take the examples for cross product. Right? The first example. Velocity v bar is omega bar cross r bar. You know the velocity of a particle moving in a circular path. Velocity of a particle moving in a circular path as defined, where r bar is its radius vector and omega bar is its angular velocity. Then v bar is omega bar cross r bar. Well, let us understand this in detail. Suppose if I take the particle moving in a circular path, then the velocity of the particle can be defined as, right, a very good example for the cross product of two vectors. Look here. Imagine a particle moving in a circular path like this, whose radius vector is given by r bar. Let's suppose this is the origin, this is the radius vector of the particle, and it's moving with velocity v bar like this. Then this is the angle theta. This is the axis of the vector. The particle is rotating. This is axial vector omega bar. Then this is v bar like this. So if you take the component of r, so split r into component. This is r cos theta. This is r sin theta. So the component in this direction is r sin theta. This is this way. Both are perpendicular. Then r sin theta and omega both are perpendicular like this. So therefore v bar is equal to, it is mod, well, when v bar you can write as omega bar cross r bar. So v bar is mod omega mod r sine of the angle theta. This is the angle. So r sin theta is this component. Right? So therefore mod v is mod omega mod r sin theta. R sin theta is this. So it is r sin theta into omega is. So whenever a particle is moving in a circular path, suppose if I take a particle moving in a circular path, this is the radius vector, this is omega bar, this is r bar, then the particle is, velocity is v. So this is r. By applying right hand thumb rule you get, so omega cross r, this is the angle 90, omega cross r. So the velocity of the particle is tangential to the velocity. This is omega cross r like this, it is tangential to the particle velocity. Whenever a particle is moving in a circular path, this is radius vector, this is omega bar. So therefore omega cross r like this, so v bar. So v is equal to omega cross r, mod v, mod omega, mod r sin theta. Well, if I take this as r, this is r sin theta, perpendicular component into omega, that gives the vector. So this is the first example for the linear velocity of the particle moving in a circular path. So it is V bar is equal to, first V bar is omega bar cross R bar. Same similarly we can write down the torque acting on a particle. Torque, it is R bar cross S bar. Consider a body. Let's suppose there is a body like this, fixed at a point at this point. I am applying a force F on a body somewhere here. So this is R bar suppose. F is this way, it is R bar. The angle is theta. The angle R cross F, this is R to F. F is in this direction. Then the perpendicular component of R like this, it is R sin theta. So therefore torque is R cross F. Magnitude of the torque is mod R mod F sin theta. If I split F into components, F cos theta, F sin theta, F sin theta is perpendicular to R. So R into F sin theta. You can write as R times F theta. Torque, magnitude of the torque. Well, the direction, this is R and this is F. So the direction is along the axis. This way it is. Torque acting on a magnet, on a body. Suppose if there is a rod like this fixed at this point, then I am applying force at this point like this. Force produces turning effect. So this force acting on the body at a distance, the force, the turning effect produced is called torque. So the tau bar, you can even call it as the moment of rotation m bar, R bar cross F bar. Moment of force, you can write as moment of force, or it is the torque. Well, instead of single force, suppose if there are two forces, imagine there is a body. So about this point, there is a force F acting like this, and about here there is another force acting like this. Well, the distance between them is R. Now couple acting about this point. Couple due to two equal and opposite forces. Couple acting on a body. C bar is R bar cross F bar. Same. Well, this is moment of force turning effect due to a single force. This is two equal and opposite forces. Two equal and opposite anti-parallel forces acting on a system at a separation. Then, example, rotate a key, tap, turn a tap. So therefore, couple. This is also R bar cross F bar. A very good example based on the cross product of two vectors like this. You can explain the examples in this manner. There is another important example for the force acting on a charge in a magnetic field. Suppose there is a magnetic field like this. A magnetic field, right, into the plane of paper B, and a charge is moving. Charge Q enters into it with velocity V like this. So the field is inside V. Then the force acting on it F, it experiences force, due to which the charge will move in a circular path like this. Now the force acting on it F, it is charge Q into V bar cross B bar. It's V cross P like this. So therefore, magnitude of F is equal to VQV sin theta, where theta is the angle between V and B. Well, here it is, they are perpendicular, hence it is directly sin 90. If not, whatever angle there exists, you have to put. So the magnitude of the force Q into V cross B. So this way you can take up the angles for examples for the cross product of two vectors, right? A cross B. Well, suppose if I take up the vector rotation of a vector, right? So, like for example, let theta be equal to 0. If I take the vectors in different direction, let theta be equal to 0, case 1. So, two vectors are in same direction. A bar and B bar are in same direction. Then C bar is A bar cross B bar such that mod C is mod A mod B. Sin of the angle between these both are in same direction. They are in same direction, or they are parallel vectors. Then it is mod A mod B sin 0. You get it as sin 0 is 0, so it is 0. then C bar is 0 bar. It's a null vector, right? So therefore C bar is 0 bar null vector. When theta is equal to 0, then it is null vector. C bar is null vector. 2. If theta is 180 degrees, A bar and B bar are in opposite direction. Theta 180. Anti-parallel. They are in opposite direction. They are anti-parallel vectors. If they are opposite, anti-parallel, then now C bar is A bar cross B bar. So mod C is mod A, mod B. Both are in opposite direction. Now 180. So it is sine 180. Well, again we know according to trigonometry sine 180 is 0. Right? So 180 is 0. So this is also 0. C bar is 0 vector, null vector. So it's 0 vector like this. Is it? So therefore, when either theta 0 or theta 180, C bar is A cross B is a null vector. Now what if theta is 90 degrees? If A bar and B bar are perpendicular, A bar like this, B bar like this, theta is 90 degrees. Then if they are perpendicular, A bar and B bar are perpendicular vectors, right angled vectors, right angle, orthogonal. You can also say it as orthogonal. So mod C is mod A, mod B, sine of the angle 90, right angle. So it's sine 90. You know, according to trigonometry, sine 90 is 1. So this is 1. So I get mod C is mod A, mod B into 1. So mod C is maximum. It's mod A, mod B. Positive maximum it is. Right? Positive maximum. The maximum value and positive it is. So this way, the vectors, when it is perpendicular, the vector is pointed out. When it is theta 0, it is 0. 180 also 0. From angle 0 to 180, the cross product, first it is 0. At 90 it is maximum. At 180 it is 0. So cross product of vector as the angle increases, first increases at 90. At 0 it is 0. As the angle increases, the cross product increases. At 90, the cross product is maximum. Later, after 90, the cross product decreases, and at 180 it becomes 0. For all angles less than 90, cross product is increasing. At 90, maximum. For all angles more than 90, it is decreasing. And finally at 180 it is 0. For all angles less than 90, acute angle it is less. And at 90 maximum, again at obtuse angle it decreases. Right? So as the angle increases from 0 to 180, cross product first increases, reaches maximum, then decreases. So cross product of two vectors is like this. Now based on this, you can write down what will be I cap cross j cap. What is I cap cross j cap? I cross j. So therefore, it's mod I cap, mod j cap, sine of the angle between I and j. Well, angle between I and j is 90. Sine 90 is 1. So this is 1, this is 1 and this is 1. So all the three are 1, this is 1. I cross j. Well, magnitude is 1. Now how about the direction? You know, this resultant is n cap. 1 n cap. Right? I cross j is mod I, mod j, sine 90 times n cap. Well, this is 1, sine 90 is also 1. All are 1. So it is n cap. What is n cap? It is a unit vector perpendicular to both I and j. Well, if this is I, this is j, the unit vector perpendicular to both I and j taken according to right hand thumb is z axis. What is I? Unit vector along x axis. What is j? Unit vector along y axis. So if I go according to right hand thumb rule, I cross j, I to j, then the thumb is along z axis. So now the resultant n cap is the unit vector perpendicular to I and j, that is z. So this is nothing but k cap. So therefore I cross j is k cap. Well, similarly, what will be j cross I? Then, you know, we have just proved it does not obey the law of commutation. A cross B and B cross A are not equal, they are opposite. So it's opposite, it's minus k. I cross j is plus k. I cross j is plus k. but j cross I is minus k. It's negative vector. So I cross j cross k like this. Similarly, if I take j cross k, it is I cap. K cross j, it is minus I. Then k cross I is plus j. I cross k, it is minus j. So this way you can learn the things. Thank you.